This dog story, it's illustrative for how there is things happening in our early life, in our childhood. Things happen, and they are still present in our daily life if we don't resolve them. Um, yeah, so the with Matrix Reimprinting and EFT, you can resolve such situations, or at least for me personally, and for thousands or maybe more, a million. I think a million already of people it has helped. There's now the other day I heard there's 8,000 practitioners of Matrix Reimprinting, so that's quite big, and there's already 100 trainers of this technique, and even though it's so powerful and so helpful, it's we don't use it that much because we have been brought up in a way that the doctor tells you what's the problem, and that's where you resolve it. But more and more there's publications, and I will look for some so that I can share them, where they demonstrate how the EFT and it can help to resolve emotional issues and also physical issues. And there's different publications on war traumas, so many physical aspects where we have pain. We can resolve that with EFT as well, because there can be an emotional part, and it's normally there is an emotional part around the pain. So something happens and you have an accident, and of course you think that the pain that you have is still from the accident, but a part of the pain we can normally you can reduce that, and also physical symptoms you can at least how do you call it, like make less intense the feeling. Yeah, the other day I made a little video of this, that somebody had a pain in, or not pain in the hand, he had a disturbance in his hand. He couldn't really work with the computer anymore because he had his sleeping fingers. And then we didn't go in, we just did superficially in like 15 minutes, different rounds, and then he could use his hand normal. He had his feeling back. He had just like nothing happened. Well, not like nothing happened, there was still some sensation. Also, we didn't dive really in, it was just superficially. But he this hand was sleeping, but by just tapping he got it resolved. And another example of this physical is a nice example of somebody who had a pain in the back, and there was a woman who had it already as long as she remembered, and that was, well, she was in her 20s, so it was not that long maybe, but still. And we dived into this, and then in one session the pain in the back that she felt was gone, but there was another pain in the back on a different place. So in another session we went to this other pain in the back, and that was resolved. And then the third time, it was a few weeks later, I asked, how's your back? And she looked at me and said, what do you mean, what's with my back? She didn't have any pain anymore. And so yeah, with the matrix reimprinting and with EFT, we can work on the emotional aspects and the energetic aspects, and then resolve physical difficulties. I'm not pretending to be a doctor, and I'm not a not a I am not a doctor, and I'm not a somebody who is can say anything on health issues. I can only accompany persons, and then see that persons come with pain and leave with love. And so, well, it's not always, of course, it's not always that straightforward that you come with pain and then there's love. But sometimes it takes a while, and sometimes maybe it's good to take a different path. But in addition to other methods, this is fantastic. So, yeah, how's that? Surprising, or you knew about this already?